Okay, good morning and welcome, Yeshiva YouTube, Iyun Tolina, and today's Siman Kufla Zayin, Hilchos Kriya Sefer Torah. The halachas for Kriya on Shabbos are very different than the halachas for Kriya Torah, Mincha and Shabbos, and Sheni and Chamishi, and the Moadim also. The biggest difference is that you miss a pasuk, you don't have to go back. Because the reason being, because you're going to read it on the upcoming Shabbos or during the Moadim, either you already read it on a previous Shabbos or you're going to read it on a future Shabbos. However, if you miss a pasuk on Shabbos, even if you said Musaf already, you have to go open the Sefer Torah and reread, and I'll have two people and three aliyahs also. You have to have a new Kriyas HaTorah and start reading from the pasuk that you missed. As I mentioned before, the Kriya, even on Shabbos, is a Chiyuv HaTzibor. That's a psak I got. It's a Chiyuv on the Tzibor. There's no personal Chiyuv on the Yachid. And there's an interesting halacha we learned. The Gra makes a psak halacha. If the Tzibor missed an entire parsha, so the next week they read two parshas. But if they miss two parshas, you only make up the previous week's parsha. So you see, there's not always it's not this chiyuv on the tzibur is not an all or nothing that you can't make simchas Torah if you didn't finish because if you finish the whole entire Sefer Torah, because the Gra says, and we pass like the Gra, that you don't make up. If you mix 2 weeks, you only make up the last week. You don't make up this week. So why is it such a kapeda that you have to go back? Even if you finish Musaf, you have to go back to missing pasuk, as opposed to during the week, if you miss a pasuk, as long as you had 10 psukim, maybe even 9 psukim, and you had 3 olim, that's okay, because you're going to read, you're going to say it, Kriyas HaTorah on Shabbos. So there's a fundamental difference in the Kriyas HaTorah during the week and a Kriyas HaTorah on Shabbos. And I like to say that even though both of them are chiyuv on a tzibur, the chiyuv on Shabbos is a chiyuv of Kriyas HaTorah. And as opposed to the chiyuv on Monday and Thursday and Shabbos in the afternoon, is not a din in Kriyas HaTorah, it's a din in Tefillah Barabim. Part of supplementing the Tefillah Barabim, because Monday and Thursday and Shabbos are Yemei Ratzon. They're days where we have extra Ratzon from Hashem. So you supplement the davening with Kriyas HaTorah, right? Always mixing Torah with Tefillah as a way of getting more Ratzon from Hashem. As opposed to Shabbos, there's an actual takana on Shabbos. You see in the Gemara, it's clear from the Gemara Baba Kama says that one of the takanas that Yoshua made, or Ezra was Masaka, it was Monday and Thursday, and Shabbos to read the Kriyas HaTorah. That's part of Tefillah, as opposed to Shabbos. That's a different takana to read. That's the end of Maseches Megillah, to read every Shabbos, read a parsha. That is a din of Kriyas HaTorah. And by a din of Kriyas HaTorah, the chiyuv is to actually say the word. So therefore, if you miss a pasuk on Monday and Thursday, so it's not a din of Kriyas HaTorah, so who cares, right? It's just 10 psukim, it's ratzon. It's not actually about reading the Torah. It's just supplementing psukim of Torah. If you missed one, what's a big deal? The reason we practically do, right, the first aliyah of next week's parsha is because there should be a chana. We should get ready for the next week's parsha. But it's a din in tefillah. Supposed to Kriyas HaTorah on Shabbos is the actual Kriyas HaTorah. It's a chiyuv on the tzibur, not on a yachid. The yachid is not able to come. He's not obligated. If you have a minyan davening, even tzibur has an obligation to read it. And that's the din of Kriyas HaTorah, Kriyas HaTzibur. That's a din in Kriyas HaTorah and Torah Shebachtav of reading. And we try to finish it every year on Simchas Torah. If we don't do it as an onus, like the Gra says, we don't do the tircha the tzibura. So because it's not a chiyuv, if it's a chiyuv on the yachid, on a personal obligation, so right, usually onus rachmana patre, but we have to do everything we can to make it up. So if you make up 2 parts, you have to make it up. On the tzibur, there's a constant tircha the tzibura, so therefore the Gra says we don't make up more than 1 parsha. If you missed 2 parshas, you wouldn't have to make up 2 weeks ago. But it is a din in Kriya and Chovas HaTzibur, and we try to go back and make up all the psukim. I would add one thing, is that the Ramah does say over here, he says that the Moadim, right, Dinim K'mo Mincha B'Shabbos, Kriyas HaTorah and the Moadim, they read on Yontiv. If you look at the end of Maseches Megillah, it talks about the different holidays during the year, what parshios you read. He says over there, that's like Mincha and Shabbos, you don't have to go back. I would like to argue on this Ramah. I believe on this Shulchan Aruch, actually. The Shulchan Aruch quoting from Shumas HaDeshen. I believe, no, that the Kriyas HaTorah during the Moadim, right, like Moshe was Masakin, it's the kind of Moshe Rabbeinu that you should read Hilchos Pesach, Pesach, Kriyas HaTorah Shal Pesach, Pesach. You have to read things that are related to the Moed. We would have to read Parshias related to the Moed. So those are takanas of Kriyas HaTorah, of Kriyas HaTorah, not Tefillah B'tzibur. And I would think for those things also you have to go back. Those are a different takana. The takana Monday and Thursday and Shabbos afternoon, and those, it's a Gemara in Baba Kama on the Pei Beis of Ezra's Masakin, that it's only a later takana of Ezra. However, the idea of reading Moado, it's actually a Joshua Midaraisa. You're supposed to read Me'ena Ma'ora, what's related to the day. Shabbos, the week, that's Shabbos Sedra of that Shabbos. And when it comes to the Moad, I mean, there's specific parshas you have to read. I would think if you miss one pasuk, you'd have to go back. Usually I don't come out with the chumras, but here I'm pulling out the chumrah. Hope you enjoyed today's share. See you on the next one.